Happy Sunday to everybody, and a happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there rocking with us. My name is Scott Mendenhall. Welcome to our live YouTube channel. If you're coming from where you just got to watch some just content of us mobbing our homegrown trails here in Minnesota, what are called the Northern Gauntlet Trails. If you've not seen it, and you just, to me, I loved it. I love those vibes. And some of the friends I ride with are sitting in the room with me, and I want to introduce them to you. We got Lily.
Happy Father's Day! I was messing with my iPad. Good morning, and happy Father's Day to you if you're a dad.
Lily.
Yes.
You're wearing a dress today, I see.
I am.
It's so nice of you. I'm going to point something out about her dress, so hang tight. There's some wardrobe stuff going on in the room today that
I got creative this morning.
We're going to address, okay? So just hang with us as we address these situations. And then we got Joey.
Good morning.
On the other side of the room.
How's everybody doing today? I'm doing
Happy Father's
fabulous.
Day, Joey.
You know?
Second Father's Day in the lifetime of Joey Sonnenfeld. How are you feeling?
Second. It's crazy. It just feels like another day.
Does
It does.
It does, yes. Except for
does.
you're wearing a shirt.
I am wearing a shirt,
That
and I'm
says-
trying to hide it.
Hold it up. No, you got to hold it
Don't
up for everyone
hide
to
it.
see.
Dad Power.
Dad power.
Scott, where's your Dad Power shirt?
But it's empty.
Yeah, that's the problem with it.
I'm confused about that.
Like I read it earlier. I was like, oh yeah, dad power. Like everybody knows, like dad's got this crazy strength. Like why not? But then you look at it and it's drained. So like, are they saying dad power is always on empty?
Or are they saying that Joey is an amazing dad who serves his family and does so much that he drains his battery for his family? Like he's serving.
I mean,
Like,
I like the sound of that.
Awesome.
Yeah, but that's not
Joey's
what I'm
like,
reading
but I
into.
don't
it.
I don't
do
think
that.
that's it though.
Yeah, it's like dad, I'm on low. Don't mess with me. Let me recharge situation. That's how I see it. But at the beginning, I was like, dad power, yes. And then I looked at it. I was like, hold on. I think it should have been a full battery. I think it should have been like an XR battery, extra range battery, something that
Right,
would have
it's just-
communicated.
It doesn't make sense.
No, but you didn't buy that shirt, right?
I did not.
So,
no.
ultimately,
Michaela's in the chat. I think she bought it. She can
Michaela
explain
bought
to
it.
everybody
That's the
what's
problem.
going on
We're
here.
Gosh.
making Michaela.
Michaela.
We're
Like,
hurting
what do
Michaela's
you
feeling, actually.
Like, come on. I'm just kidding. It's a great shirt.
But hold on.
She'll
Here's
give
something
us-
you
she'll
didn't
give
know,
us
okay?
the
We're going to get
explanation.
today we have a great topic. We're going to talk about you have more in you than you think. I love this topic. It's always a good reminder because I think we forget about it. We're going to use a great analogy that will help it probably unlock some things. So we're going to talk about that in a moment, but we do want to we like to warm up a little bit, get things going as it's early in the morning here in Minnesota. We have Lily wearing a dress. If we could go to the overhead shot so you can see. Lily, will you just come stand in the center here?
Oh my gosh.
Because I mean, most people don't. She's wearing a dress. This is not normal. But the thing I would like to point out, and I wish we could zoom in, was I just was looking over right before we went live. Like before going live, I looked over and I was like, man, you got all these strings hanging from your. She's like, I cut it. She cut her own dress. Like it. I thought you were gonna hit me. She cut her own
All right,
dress.
let me explain.
Joey, what do you think about that one? Like that's surprising.
I think she is being creative with her I don't know.
No, it's falling apart. Like I look over there, it's worse.
Hey, I would have done the same thing. Like she's just trying to make it look better, and
Well,
maybe it doesn't look at. I don't
was
know
a bit
what it
of a
looked like
gamble.
before.
It was a bit of a gamble because I didn't know it would fray this much, but I didn't want the length that it was at, and I wanted to wear the dress. So
So she just cut it.
Michaela's comment. Sorry.
Yeah, I saw Michaela. She said
Joey's
you're
mom
going
bought
by
that.
bought
I
it.
did not think you would buy that for him. Right, or shoot, now I
Michaela.
saw Rachel in the
Oh.
Ryan
Yeah,
and
that's
I-
because right now Lily's a little perplexed on the situation.
No, I'm genuinely not at all.
Here's the deal. I think you do this with everything. Like the other day, you were in the office with jeans, and they were. I was like, "Are you ready for it to rain, flood?" And they were like, "Do you cut all things shorter?"
No, I didn't cut those jeans.
They
That's just the style of them.
Oh, to be like it's
But I wanted my dress a mid-length. It was all the way down on the ground, so your girl cut it.
your girl. Okay, thanks. All right, that's great.
And I'm gonna figure out how to hem it later, but I didn't.
I
have
can't
time
wait
this
to see
morning.
that. That's gonna be great.
I might take it to a tailor.
Oh, that seems like you sewing it seems like the line's gonna be like this. I'm not saying you can't do it.
Yeah, but it's already cut, so.
Yeah, but the line, you want the line to be straight because that would be
Anyways.
distracting.
Yeah,
What
that's
color?
right. Thank you, Nick. He
what-
said it looks good, Lily. Screw the haters.
You said that?
Nick also commented.
Hey, I like it.
Nick also commented on Instagram. He's like, "Where were you going, Lil?" Right?
Where am I going?
Yeah,
Yes,
in the
the
video.
berm. Yeah,
Yeah, you took
into
off.
the trees.
Yeah, what happened there, Lily? Can you explain?
Um,
I don't understand how you completely missed the berm. The berm's pretty big.
I was going too fast. Hard to slow down.
She was trying to keep up with Legend and Epic, and she wanted to be in the shot, and so she's being pushed from behind with me. So that's the struggle. If you're not the caboose, you're now pushed. She didn't want me to run into her, so what is she gonna do? Either get run over by me or whoop to the left, and she went whoop to the left. You survived though, right, Lil?
Yeah,
Okay.
survived enough to cut a dress this morning.
When we appreciate.
Wait, you did it this morning?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, here's the deal. By lunchtime, when that thing's gonna be like, it's gonna be threads hanging everywhere. It's gonna be hilarious. Because the longer we sit here, the more threads are hanging down. Like, you guys can't see it online. I know we're talking a lot about this. Okay. So hey, let's give a shout out before we get to a great video to honor fathers, as you are all superheroes. We want to say good morning to Ryan Stothers, who is normally in the studio, but he is out in Wyoming with his fiance and Steven, who runs Tekken here as well. Those three are out in Wyoming. Rachel, Ryan's fiance, ran 50,000 miles in the hill. It probably felt like there was 50 miles. She ran in the hills, the mountains of Wyoming, finished in 13 hours. That's amazing. And then you have Rachel watching as well. They say we have Dwayne Runs watching. We have Jordan Altman. We have Nick Orlando. We have Lily Wiener in the house and in the chat. We have Manny.
Marnie McGovern.
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
Marnie.
Marnie. I always missed the R. The R to the N looks like an M from where
And
I
we
sit.
have Teresa Mendenhall Johnson, which, by the way, thank you for the card, Teresa, in the mail. That was really encouraging.
got a
and I
card
like
from
that
her?
you added some stickers. She sent me a birthday card. It was so nice.
Dang.
Thank you for that. That was so kind.
Okay, hey.
I have it displayed on my dresser.
Here's.
Thank you.
I got some thoughts on that I'll share later on that situation.
Why? Because she's your sister and she doesn't send you cards?
No, she sends me cards. She sends me $1.
That's hilarious.
It is.
What's the story behind that?
Well, you're asking me on here.
Okay,
and
yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Genuinely, it makes me laugh. But I can't remember. But $1. $1 comes
This is
in
memorable.
my card. Like a dollar bill. Crisp dollar bill. Like she's made an intention to go get it. Like from a bank or something. It's crispy. And it's just sitting in there. It's like, happy birthday. $1.
Interesting.
And it's tough to spend that all in one spot. Because you can't get anything for $1.
You can save it.
You think it's soda?
You can buy a Coke, yeah. You can go to the dollar store.
Dollar store.
Nothing at the dollar store is dollar store. Don't
Yes,
give me-
it is.
It's not.
There's
It's all-
some stuff.
We're tax-free, aren't we? No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're
That's-
not. No,
that,
we're not.
yes, on necessity.
Oh,
Okay.
buy toothpaste.
So, Dad's Happy
She
Father's
said
Day.
random.
She says random.
Who said random?
Teresa.
Your
Oh.
sister.
Which is random? The dollar?
The
dollar's
dollar.
random?
I believe
Probably.
the dollar. Yeah.
Probably the dollar.
No, that I love it though. It makes me smile every time.
I think it's funny.
No, it's awesome.
She's hilarious. She's my February birthday partner, buddy. That's how.
Aw,
if it was
birthday
courage,
buddy.
her and I are both born in February, 1 week apart.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. So when her birthday happens, I know what day my birthday is the following week. That's how it's always been. Though she's like, I don't know, she's like approaching 60, I think.
Why is she a Cowboys fan?
She's broken emotionally. That's when you're broken emotionally, you tend to
you do
dumb
that?
things. Becoming a Cowboy fan is one. No, she's not. She is not really been a fan of anything. She married a guy that's a huge Cowboys fan, and
Good woman.
She just
She
migrated.
transferred.
Oh no.
She converted.
Yeah, but a house divided would be tough.
I agree.
So I understand. Okay. Other people are like, you guys are off on rabbit trails all day today. Yes, we are. That's the way it goes. Okay, let's get to the Super Dad video. Then we're going to bring Dwayne in, and we're going to get Dwayne's opinion on Joey's Dad Power shirt. So it'll be great. We're going to hear Dwayne's thoughts really quick on Lily's dress as well. I just shake my head at it. I really do. I think it's great. I do. I applaud you. It's winning, Lily. You get the
Thank you.
check mark. I
Thank
really
you.
need better sound effects. We need to work on that. We need to get an app downloaded and have it loaded up the soundboard so our sound guy gets to
We
just, or
can do
person
that.
goes, ding,
Yeah.
ding, 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 winning.
I can work on that.
You don't need to work on that.
Add-
Okay.
add it to the
Here
list.
is a video just to get you primed for Father's Day. To dads, you are superheroes. We love all of you. Thanks for what you do for the next generation. This video is meant to honor you, so enjoy. We'll be back with Dwayne and get into the topic. See you in a second.
Hello, you ready to be taken down?
Do you have a favorite superhero?
Yep, he's the best.
Nuh-uh, my superhero is the best.
What can your superhero do?
My superhero isn't afraid of anything.
Oh, yeah? Well, my superhero helps people whenever they need it. He even helps cats.
Help! My cat is stuck in the tree.
There! I see him!
Well, my favorite superhero is stronger than a million gajillion warriors.
Even when bad guys come to ruin the day, nothing is impossible for my superhero to defeat.
My favorite superhero wants to teach me to be a superhero just like him.
You are an expert in God's law. What does God say? Love God with all of your heart and your neighbor as yourself. You're right. Do that and you'll have eternal life.
Unlike some superheroes, mine knows where his powers come from. Hey, Dad!
My favorite superhero isn't Superman or Batman or Wolverine or Iron Man.
My favorite superhero is better than all of those combined.
My favorite superhero is my dad.
Mine too.
Heads up!
Who's ready for a water balloon fight?
Somebody help!
That is a good one right there. Happy Father's Day. If you're tuning in late, man, we're pretty stoked to be able to honor dads today with a little video. You're all superheroes. And so I got to laugh. I love where, who wrote it first? They said, I remember telling kids that my dad could beat up your dad. And then we got, get that PC. My dad wrestled a bear. I wonder if that's true. That'd be sweet. Could you imagine, Joey, wrestling a bear? Would you wrestle?
No, I would. I don't think I would wrestle a
Let's
bear.
be honest.
I think I
No,
would
you wouldn't.
run from a bear.
Yeah, but hold on. If
And then
your children
get
are out
eaten.
there, I think you would do something different.
I would do something. I would
What would you do? What would you
grab
do?
my child
And run?
and sprint.
That bear
and
will
then
get you. That bear will get to you.
I would grab my child and lay on the ground and act dead.
Oh my
With-
gosh. I
with
just,
my child like this.
That's an idea.
that's definitely not the idea I'd go with. But
Depends
I mean,
what type of bear, you know.
Oh.
If it was a black bear, I'll just grab my pot and pan that I have on handy and start making noise like that.
Have on handy.
Yeah, because you're just running around in the woods with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I
I'm
got
always
What would you
prepared.
do, Scott? What would you do?
If a bear with my children,
Yes.
well, I would have a diplomatic conversation with the bear. I'm like, bear,
Diplomatic.
This is how I see it, man. We got two options.
We got two options.
We
here.
just walk away like this never happened,
Oh my gosh, you sound like a movie.
or you and I go face to face and I will rip your face off.
I bet he would run away scared.
He would. He'd go, no humans ever
What would
spoke to me
Dwayne
like
do?
that.
We gotta find
Let's bring
out.
in
What would
Dwayne. Dwayne,
do?
if you were in the woods with your family and a bear is there, what would you do, Dwayne? Bringing Dwayne in.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Dwayne.
I love the response. Joey currently has one kid, so pick up the kid and run. Scott, 8 kids, you can't pick them all up, and run. So yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to have, it just, I mean, I'd just tell all my kids scream. But no, what would you do, Dwayne? What would you do?
That's a tough question. I don't know. I don't know. I
He's like, I just
wrestle a
hope I would never
bear.
be
I
in
would
that
wrestle a
position.
bear.
Yeah.
Aw.
I'd wrestle. Yeah. See, here's the deal: is that these are the things that I think about a lot. Like, when people want to know what does Scott think about, like things like this. Like, what would I do if in a scenario I'm here and a bear came with my kids? I would do. I don't ever think. I've never played on my mind where I would lay in the fetal position with my in hope that I don't get torn into. Because here's the deal: ever see the movie Reverend? Is that right? Is that the name of the movie?
No, I've never seen it, but I heard about it.
Yeah, he laid in the fetal position. It didn't work out good for him at all. I ain't doing that. I'd
Did
rather
you just spoil the whole movie.
I'd rather go down fighting.
Yeah, me
then-
too. I'd want to be like, I took down a bear.
I would rather live.
Well,
Wait, but before your child?
but no, that's not what he's saying.
No, I'm just talking about fighting a bear in general.
Yeah, but we're not saying you go and do that. You're not going to look this afternoon for a bear to wrestle. Now, Nick's dad might have done that. No, get that PC. His dad might have done that. But
Look
we're
at what
saying
you started. Get that PC.
you just bump into a bear. Now what? It's like, no, I want to take the bear out and then rightfully have one of his claw toenails as a necklace, because it's like I earned it.
What?
Yeah,
He's being serious.
Yeah, like I.
What?
No, not you.
Oh,
Get
but
that
I am.
PC is being serious. It was a muzzled bear in a wrestling ring.
That is awesome.
How can we
Yeah.
do that?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
How
how
can
could
we-
Yeah, how can we all?
How
like,
can we do? No, I want to watch you two do it.
I want to watch. Scott
I
do
would
it.
just hug him.
I want that status.
Why
Like-
would you do that? Why would you do that?
Are you serious, Dwayne? Do you know who you're talking to?
Dwayne, why not? Like, why would you not do it? I would just like
Dwayne,
so
we
that
would
my
do it.
children, my 8 kids, can in 10 years go, my dad wrestled a bear. How
Right,
awesome
just
does
like
that?
get that PC
Yeah,
thing.
that just sounds awesome. Like, I don't
Right,
know
you
his
win.
dad, but his dad. I mean, I can't compete right now. I've never wrestled a bear. Find me a bear, someone now.
We'll get you a bear. We'll get you a bear.
Watch, a bear will be on my back porch tonight, and my wife will go,
What did you do?
what, are you gonna wrestle the bear? Wait, hold on. Was this like? Let's get some details here on this wrestling the
Yeah,
bear
we need
situation.
more details.
The question I have: get that PC. Are we talking about? You said muzzled, but is it a live bear or is it a muzzled stuffed bear? I'm sure it was a live bear, but I'm just saying, like, context.
I mean, who is doing that?
In a wrestling ring.
In wrestling,
In a wrestling
yeah.
It was a muzzled bear.
You were all perplexed by that. I love it. I love it. Okay, all right.
See, the
Dwayne.
thing about a bear, it's not just the teeth, but like bears have claws as well. Like that's where the damage is going to come in at.
Yeah, they've got strength. They got a lot you're working with there, not just the teeth.
If I was in a room, like even if the bear was on the other side of the studio, chained and muzzled, my heart rate would be through the roof.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm just saying, like no matter what. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Command
okay,
the
I'm
bear to
just-
leave you alone in Jesus'
In
name.
His name. Yeah, that's what I just read. That I was like, yep, true. You could do that. I might do that. And then I'll grab Joey's pot and pen.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing it whatever it takes.
I'm gonna try everything. Bear spray. I'm gonna try.
Bear spray.
Yeah, that's a thing. It's like a deterrent. I mean, I don't feel like bear spray is
feel like
exactly
it
what I want to
wouldn't
leave
work.
everything up to. Yeah, like it's like bear spray to me is equivalent to off. It doesn't work. Like everybody's spraying themselves with off to keep insects
I
off them,
mean,
and then you
it
still get bug bites.
partially works.
Who partially?
It works a little bit. Like when we were doing our big one-wheel race for one-wheel last standing, I put off on, and it worked. Before I had off, I was getting
hold
eaten
on.
alive.
It worked for me.
I didn't put any on, and I didn't really get bit at
You
all.
had pants on.
Well, dude doesn't want to put spray on.
No, I
He
don't
had-
like that
he had
stuff. I feel
pants
so
on.
dirty when it gets on. It's like a layer.
Oh,
it's
I know.
Like,
I feel disgusting.
Yeah, well,
it's like sunscreen.
Get that
Ugh.
crap off me. It's a, okay.
Okay.
Dwayne, well, we've been totally distracted today. It is Father's Day, so I guess we get a little bit of permission. Dwayne, what is your thoughts on Joey's shirt there, Dad Power
Dad
with the
Power
battery
with the
low?
low battery.
What do you think the T-shirt's trying to say? Communicate.
I don't know. I don't know. Like I don't think it definitely represents who Joey is. Like Dad Power
Yeah, he's
Zero.
always full battery.
Definitely not. Definitely not. I like Lily's spin on it though. I like Lily's spin to where it's just serving. So
Yeah. We
spot
gotta
on, Lily.
spin it.
Spot on.
Thank you. I mean, he's serving his family all the time. Yesterday, Blake had a large
Oh, it looked
number
like-
2, and it got everywhere. And Joey was in it, not physically.
Wait, he was in it? What is wrong with you,
Yeah,
Joey?
we had to
Not
like.
physically, but he was like, "I got this, Michaela. Let me help you." It was sweet. It was good. to
I've
watch.
done that
He
too.
was ready
I
to
just
wrestle the
children.
bear.
Yeah, it's like wrestling a bear. It's
Wrestling the
equivalent.
bear. Yeah, we should have hosed her
It
off.
was.
Joey.
She was kicking like a bear.
Yeah.
Joey, what size shoe do you wear? 14?
Scott,
13.
I have been eyeing
14.
these shoes
13.
for a while, and I plan to.
Joey,
get
what's
him-
wrong with your? Can you just hold your sandal up that you currently
Michaela.
don't have on your foot?
Michaela?
Look at this dude.
This
I
is-
just saw this.
Who cares?
No.
It works.
Look at this. Look at this. It's
No.
shredded, Joey.
This is not good. I have
Yeah,
legitimately
Michaela makes fun of me.
made
about
a
this.
mental note about this.
But
But
And
what?
We need to
It's
get
broken
him a pair
in.
of shoes.
Broken
It is
in.
broken in, Dwayne.
No,
Yeah, it's
Joey
broken in.
literally lives in these sandals.
I don't.
Joey, I like
If I'm, unless I'm
intentionally-
like trying to look good, but no one can see my feet until
I
Scott
can,
told me
But we can, and they have holes in them, Joey.
that. Okay, guys.
Every time Michaela posts a
Slides
video
are
on
a mark of
Instagram,
an athlete.
yeah, but
Yeah.
we can get good slides. We
Yeah,
can get good slides.
14.
Every time she posts a video of you,
13.
I look to see if you're
13.
wearing those shoes. And you
13.
are every time, and I'm like, I need to get him a new pair
Michaela
of shoes.
goes immediately. Don't ever wear those again.
She's amazing.
Okay.
truly.
Then last thing on stuff. What are you thinking on Lily's dress that she cut herself? Which, as she stands here, it's not exactly straight.
Okay, first of all, this is
It's longer in the back
so
than the front.
irrelevant,
No, everybody's got.
and it's mostly straight. I know it is because I cut it just below the green line.
But Lily, I can tell it's not because there's the, it's definitely not.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
It does, because you have more.
I'm not in the studio, but it looked great
Yeah,
from
yeah,
here.
yeah.
It looked
Well
great
done.
online.
Thank you.
Dwayne's like, you're all trying to get me
Let's
in trouble.
talk about we have more in us than we think.
You do. This is, but to my point, Lily is not. What is a person that does stitching? What is their job? Tailor,
Seamstress.
seamstress, either one of those. But she took a stab at it. She didn't get stuck in a box.
Yeah, I got more in me than I think.
Yeah, you do. You do. Okay, we use this analogy, and Dwayne, you're a coach. Joey's a coach, so you guys are probably used to telling kids all the time, your young athletes, hey, you got more in you than you think. You're capable of doing so much more, and that's going to be the topic today, which I love because we all need a good old reminder of this, because it's so easy to lie to ourselves, to hear what everybody else is telling about, oh, you can't do this, you shouldn't do this, you're too old, you're too young, you don't have enough money, your education isn't good enough, whatever it is, and we just all of a sudden start believing these lies, and therefore it holds us back from being who we actually are capable of being. And so we're gonna talk about that, we're gonna discuss that. Before we do that, we want to give us a chance to really just wrap our brains around today's topic and just give a moment pause. You know, we see that Jen is still not feeling so well. She hasn't fully recovered from being sick last week, and so like when we see those things going on in the chat, these are good moments in today's service to be able to pause and go, hey, God, help that individual. Maybe for some of you, you're like, okay, God, help me on this topic today to hear what you want me to hear today, so I might change. So we're going to play a song. This is going to be Glorious Day. which, again, it's just a moment to pause on what's happening in our lives to give God some worth. So we hope you enjoy this song. Hum along. The words will be down below. Maybe you want to have a conversation with God. Whatever you want to do over the next few moments, and we'll be right back to have this conversation. Enjoy this song, Glorious Day.
I was buried beneath my shame. Who could carry that kind of weight? It was my tomb till I met you. I was breathing but not alive. All my failures I tried to hide. It was my tomb till I met you. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. Now your mercy has saved my soul. Now your freedom is all that I know. The old made new. Jesus, when I met you, you called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. I needed rescue, my sin was heavy. The chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter, I was an orphan, but you called me a citizen of heaven. When I was broken, you are my healing. Your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future, my eyes are open, 'cause when you called my name, I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day.
All right, if that doesn't get you just amped about the day, I don't know what. That's such a good song. Jordan, if you could go to, there you go. I stood up and Jordan went to 2. We got some people we're training in. We got 2 Jordans running tech today. We got Jordan, redhead, Jordan, tall. That's how we distinguish the two. And then we have Epic on the old computer in there as well. So, hey, we got a special treat for you. We got Get That PC has sent a picture of his dad wrestling a bear so that everyone has proof that it really happened. Man, look at this. I love this community online. Here, are we ready with it? We're loading it up so we can present it to you guys. This is gonna be great. It's like, yeah, it's just everything you thought it would be and should be. So. It's going to be impressive. We'll get it thrown up on the screen when we have it. Joey, here's my question for you. Mm-hmm. When somebody says, I'm living life with purpose.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What's the difference to living life with purpose or without purpose?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think someone living life with purpose has like they have something to achieve. They want to achieve something in their life versus someone without purpose. They feel like there's nothing for them to live for. They feel like they have nothing to achieve, nothing to that really is feeling that driving them to become better or to get something done. Yeah.
Okay, so Dwayne, do you think that can you tell the difference between someone that is living with purpose and someone that lives life without purpose? Do they behave differently?
Yes. I mean, when I think of living with purpose is, they're focused, like the destination is programmed into GPS and they're on the track. They're on the way. They're en route. To where living without purpose is kind of just wandering around, not necessarily knowing where they're going. So, definitely, I think living with purpose, you have very intentional turns, very intentional ways you're doing things. To where if you're living without purpose, you kind of, let's go this way. Well, okay, let's turn around because this is a dead end and go back the other way. So that's kind of the way I view it.
I love the way you view it. It's intentionality, right? It's not a blowing with the wind, whatever. Oh, I'll do whatever. Someone that lives life with purpose knows when to say yes to an opportunity and to say no because they go, man, it's taking me closer to my purpose or it's a distraction. Yeah. It's being able to tell the difference when you are not when you're not driven with the purpose, a goal, a destination. You say yes to everything, which then you're meandering through life. And when we meander and we wander, it is not fulfilling. It is frustrating to just meander. When people don't know what to do next, you get into a season of meandering and you're just like, why do I feel this way? And the question is a fabulous question, but it's got to start with a perspective change in I need to be on a path of purpose. A path of purpose. But how do you find that path of purpose? How do you get on that? I think that's probably the $1 million question. And I think it starts with, instead of finding out what to do, because I think that's what we, especially in Western culture, we're always about, what are you going to do when you graduate? When you grow up, what do you want to do? And it's all about this what? It's really, what is the why? What is the why to you? What sets you off? What gets you passionate? What makes you wake up in the morning? When you're excited about life in the morning, what is that thing? And then take note of that thing because that's starting to point you to your why. What is your why? The why will then inform the what you do versus what making you come up with a why. And that's the thing is like you got to figure out your why. Why are you here? And somebody goes, I don't even know. I don't even know how to find that. How do I do? So Lily, is somebody saying I don't know my purpose in life? When I hear you just talk about what's the difference between people that have purpose, are driven for purpose, and people don't? How do people find their why, Lily? How would you, if you're sitting at a coffee table with somebody and you just got done telling them like you cut your dress, and then they get into a big conversation about purpose, how would you tell them to find their why?
Well, one of the things we talk about is we often ask the question, what breaks your heart? And what do you want to see changed in the world? And so diving into that and thinking about, and it doesn't have to be this huge injustice. While that's great. Like if you have your heart break for things that are happening in the world that are big, that's awesome. But it can be small things. Like, it breaks my heart when people don't, like, this is personal. It breaks my heart when people don't believe in themselves and don't have confidence that they are perfect just the way they are, and that they don't have to strive to be any different. And so my heart then wants to go and help those people. So the first place to start is what breaks your heart in this world, and what are you going to do with your life trying to change and trying to make better?
And I think as Lily's saying that, and what we're all saying is, like, we're giving you questions for you to ask. Dads, have you realized that, and moms, like, let's just clump it all together into a parenting package here, is like, you recognize that your purpose shifts when you become moms and dads. Like, it's not that your dreams take like a backseat all the way down to the Z in the alphabet, but it's like, okay, my purpose now is dad. What are the roles of a good father? Well, man, it's to be a leader in the family. It's to be a disciplinary, and it's to be an example of how to be on mission, on purpose, living your why. It's like all those things. Like, there's a pressure to be a parent because we're supposed to set the example, and that's where a lot of people want to tap out on parenting. It's like, oh, I don't want to be the example. I'm not perfect. No one's asking us to be perfect in what we do. It's showing us how to do life, and when we aren't perfect, when we fail, how do you overcome the failure? It's not a life sentence of it's all over. It is get yourself back up and go. And so we're wanting all dads and moms and the future moms and dads and graduates and middle school, just human beings. We would love you to shift from Mandarin to living with purpose, to know that your why, that what breaks your heart. It's a perspective change on life, because when I live with purpose, I know what to say yes to and no to. I'm okay to miss out on all. I just don't have fear of missing out when I'm living with purpose, because it's like, I know why I'm saying no to that. Not just, oh, I don't want to go. It's like, no. Because my purpose in life right now is this. It informs my future decisions so that I can stay doing my purpose. Mm-hmm. And what happens when we get distracted? We find ourselves frustrated. We find ourselves overwhelmed. We find ourselves unfulfilled because we are not living. We've been distracted. We get duped. And this is true for everybody. You live a life on purpose. And people will unintentionally and some intentionally try to distract you. Take you, you can like, I love to train. This year I'm not training for anything, but typically I train for big, long endurance races. And people try to distract you. Oh, you can run tomorrow. You just run twice as long tomorrow. And it's not, that's just not how it works. It's like, no. This is my goal. Therefore, I cannot go do that right now. Or man, there's people like in a one world community situation, like people locally are always giving me a bit of a fit that I don't go and ride group rides here in Minnesota. And it's not because I don't want to. It's like, hey, your group rides are in the evening when I want to be at home being a husband and being a dad. Like, if I always rolled to group rides and said peace out to the family, what example am I showing? I want to be present and living with purpose. And we got a lot of P's. Triple P's right here is like path, purpose, and present.
Love it.
Now, that's what they should have put on your shirt, Joey. A full battery, dad power. Present, purpose, path.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom.
Take that shirt off right now and let's
Bing bong.
Let's write. We got a Sharpie around here.
Yeah, no.
Okay, hey, while we're on the dad topic again, here I think we got the picture of the bear from Get That PC.
We got it. Check this out. One of our very own
Look at that.
friends
That's
in the
serious.
community. He says, "Happy Father's Day, you filthy animals."
Yeah.
Here's my dad wrestling a bear. LOL.
It's a little bit of a quote.
That's really cool. Get that? Did he
he's
win?
jacked.
Did he win?
Yeah, look at
That's what I
that.
wanna know.
He's got,
My question
Yeah, your dad
is he
jacked.
like a
Look at the
legit
mullet.
wrestler, like not bear wrestler, but like legit like WWE wrestler or something?
yeah, he's
My goodness,
flexing
that
right
dude
there.
is-
He's pulling a Lily. He's got his muscles flexed.
He's giving the bear a bear hug.
Yeah, well done. Well done, Dwayne. Okay.
I would give it a hug too.
Okay, now here's the next question to this as we thank you for the picture for that okay, so so what is the opposite, Dwayne, of not living life with purpose, okay? If you don't see your life through the lens of purpose, then you see your life through the bars of a prison. When I say that, Dwayne, what first pops in your mind? That if you're not living with purpose, now you're behind bars in some capacity Why would I suggest that?
Yeah, so when I hear living behind bars, it's like, well, I can't do that, or I don't have that ability, or that's not who I am. To where, once we're accepted by Christ, once we realize where our strength comes from, so who charges our battery, then it's, we know that through Christ we can do whatever he wants us to do. Like, he's given us the why. He's given us the example, so the path that we need to follow to become our potential, to become our best selves.
Ooh, you said, you hit it right on the nail on the head at the beginning there. It's like we can't. That's the prisoner, is that I can't do that. I will never be that kind of dad. I'll never be that kind of mom. We just see this perspective of that person's doing it better than me. I can't do that. I wrote a list of, this is the bars of our prisons that most of us spend moments in. If we're all truthful, we've all had moments and seasons of it. I'm not good enough, so my past defines me. I make dumb mistakes when I was a teenager, therefore it has disqualified me for the future. That's a lie. That's a prison. Selfishness. We just want to consume things just for ourselves. We are not looking to give to the others. We live behind bars of anger. We're angry at everyone and everything. I didn't get the promotion because of that individual. And anger allows us to blame everything instead of taking responsibility. Greedy. I'm just going to, I want more. I want to consume more. I have 10 pair of shoes, but I need another pair of shoes. Or I have 20 pair of hoodies, and I just need one more. Like, we just consume. We do not give away. We're not serving other people. We're a cheater. We're unlovable. We feel like a prisoner of, like, I can't be loved. My past keeps me from being able to be loved. I was hurt, so I'm incapable of loving. We're jealous. We're lustful. We're doubters. We're insecure. We're guilty. I mean, these are real legitimate prisons that people live in that short circuit their life. And it's crazy when you talk to people in these different prisons, they have reasons, and there are good reasons for themselves why they can't do something. I remember we did, Lily, do you remember that lunch? It was years ago where we did the breathing exercise, like, hey, hold your breath for this long. Remember that?
I think so. Yeah.
Is that a no? You don't?
No, I do.
And then we did the challenge of, like, hey, okay, hold it. And then I said I could get you to hold your longer, like by 30 seconds at least.
It's hard.
It's hard, but it's possible.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, but it was all possible. Like, there was a lot of doubt. They held their breath. It's actually underwhelming how long Lily could hold her breath for. Dwayne, how long do you think you could hold your breath for? If you, like we said, go now, could you make it over a minute?
Over a minute? No, no way.
No? Joey,
not right now.
Yes.
Okay, Joey, that's a yes.
Dwayne says not right now.
Joey just said reluctantly yes because of Scott's shock.
Like, he's like, I know how bad it'll hurt, but I could do it.
No, I can do a minute.
You could do Dwayne's doing it. You can tell he's about to set it up. Okay, Joey, I'm going to set you up here in a clock. Dwayne, I'll do you too. Okay.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
And Lily, we're going to see how long you guys can hold your breath. Okay. I'm going to put a timer for 20 minutes. Actually, that's the target here.
20 minutes.
Are you ready, Lily? Are you ready?
I guess so.
When you're holding your breath and it's over, just like you got to say something because we're okay. Ready? Go. Timer has started. Lily's plugging her nose like this. She let it go. Okay, she's holding her breath. Everyone at home is now holding their breath as well. Joey's holding his breath. Look at Joey. Joey and Dwayne are stoic. They can't even. They're trying to stay focused. Okay, you guys are a wee bit in. Like, you got some more time. Let us know how you're going. I'll let you know when you meet the halfway point. Okay.
I can't.
Lily, that was 20 seconds.
No way, really.
20 seconds.
Yikes.
That was.
I think there's a little bit more of, like, strategy behind that. Like, Joey took a big breath in. I think there's some.
Nick wanted everyone to hold their noses.
There.
I
am dizzy.
From 20 seconds?
I don't like doing stuff like that. And I'm sweating now.
We're all here.
Thank
you.
you.
Goodness, it wasn't that stressful.
That was stressful.
I'm done.
Oh,
Dwayne.
Dwayne did it in 50 seconds. Joey.
Keep going, Joe. Come on.
You got this.
You look poised. You look
does.
good. he can just hang here for a while,
Hang here,
I would
please.
trust Joey to save me underwater. That's for sure. Good job, Joey. You're doing great.
Well, he's not moving.
He's for sure over a minute at
no,
this
he's
point.
not. Don't even say
He's
that.
got to get. Yeah, you said 50 seconds for Dwayne. It's for sure been 10 seconds.
So you're saying you talk.
I'm
Absolutely.
saying Joey can do a minute 30. Come on, Joey, keep holding on. He's like, yeah, I got this.
He-
Let's look at Joey. We gotta
Joey,
look at
stoic.
him here.
He
Joey's doing so good. He's
He
a
is.
lumberjack with that thick beard.
That's his aspirations. He wants that. He's really getting it. This Joey's doing it. Okay. Joey's doing a great job. Let's see how he goes. I'm not going to tell him where he's at.
Joey's struggling now.
Uh-oh.
He could almost
Uh-oh.
make it to
Oh,
2
he's
minutes.
struggling. He's going down. He's saying, here, you got a shot of him?
I can't even believe this.
I'm done.
Oh! You did it in 2 minutes? You did 2 minutes. Actually, you did just shy. 15
Wow.
seconds of 2 minutes.
So 145.
So 145.
145.
That's impressive, Joey.
Yes.
Ryan says, Joey, this means it's time to run a marathon.
Yeah. Okay, here's the deal. You have more in you. I can get you to get at least 30 more seconds out of your time. So that means, Lily, you're going to approach a minute. Joey, you're going to make it past the 2 minute mark. Dwayne, you're going to make it, you're so close to the 1 minute mark, you're going to make it. But it's technique. Your lungs are capable. Your body can actually hold breath and you can do it longer. But there's some things you got to do. And this is legit. We're not going to... You got to now go do this on your own because I don't want to take up another couple minutes to do this. But the technique is you're going to take in a huge breath. I mean, as
Just
big
like
as you
Joey
can.
did. Probably bigger.
Breathe in, hold it for like a couple of seconds, and then slowly let it out.
Like
And
how slowly? Like every
just
10
slow.
seconds?
No, let it just go out slow. Like
Oh,
not
boy.
let like 3 breaths or something, just slowly, and do that 3 to 4 times. Fill up the air, oxygen in there, and let it out real slow. What we're doing
Before you hold the breath.
because what we're doing is we're trying to stretch your lungs out. We're filling the capacity of your lungs because most of us breathe shallow, and so when we take that breath, what you're doing is I watched Joey do it, and you probably watched me do it because I wasn't thinking about it. We go up. Well, that's a shallow breath. When you take a proper breath, you want to see your lungs go out. That's a deep breath. The lungs go out. So then you're getting a really good deep breath, keeping your shoulders down. So therefore, you're filling it up. And then right before you get the go sign, you take that big breath and you hold it. Okay, now here's the trick. You're going to get into the holding your breath, and you're going to get back to the time that you were at before where you're like, oh, I need a breath. Let out a little bit of your air. Don't let all of it out. You got to let out just a little. What it does is it triggers the brain to go, oh, we got to let out the air.
Like we're almost going to breathe again.
It triggers your brain to go, oh, we're about to take a breath, so we're good. Because the brain is trying to tell you, hey, it's been a while without oxygen. It's probably time to take that good old breath. Let's resurface, or let's just open up the lungs. So you let out the air, brain relaxes. It gives you about 10 more seconds. And you keep doing this over the next few seconds. As you want to take a breath, let out a little bit of air. If you let out too much air, you're not going to increase your time. And you're trying to tell your brain we're about to breathe. Therefore, you will be able to do this longer, and you are capable of doing it better than you just did because you've tricked your brain. Here's the thing. When we are prisoners in all of those different things, and we don't believe we have purposes or whys and all these different things, we have got to change our thinking. We read a verse last week, and I just cannot let the verse go. It's been in my mind all week long. And it is from Proverbs chapter 23. It's like, it's just a good one. Proverbs 23:7, for he thinks in his heart, so he is.
Sounds like something Yoda would say.
Yeah, it does. Like, if you think you can't do it, you can't do it. If you think you can do it, you can do it. It doesn't mean it just because you think it is doesn't mean you're not going to do it like better as you go. It doesn't mean like, oh, I think I can climb Mount Everest. Doesn't mean your first attempt's going to go well. It's just like, hey, you got to learn through a process. Failure is not failure unless you stay down. You got to get back up. One of my favorite verses is Micah 7:8. Oh, my enemies, do not rejoice over me, for when I fall, I'll get back up again. There's some of you today on Father's Day, you need to get your butt back up again. You need to get back in the fight. You need to get in the ring with the bear. You got to get wrestling again, going, I'm going to live with purpose. Moms and dads, when you live with purpose, when you live with intentionality, you are giving permission for those, your children behind you, the young Padawans, wants to do the same thing. So we got to get over ourselves, our insecurities, our anger issues, and go get it. We got to go after it. We got to stop listening to everybody else telling you can't do something because you got an ism. Everybody these days got an ism. We got syndromes. We're all sick of something, right? It's just like these. Okay, great. They're just excuses to hold us back. Man, people don't want people to succeed because if you succeed, then they have to do something as well. We love it when everybody just stays status quo, average, because then, man, average means no one's doing anything. I don't got to try to be average. I just got to live and exist. And that kind of life sucks. A life with purpose, a life with drive, with living out a why, that is fulfilling. And it gives permission behind us to go do the same thing, to get up and go. Get some go juice going. Let's go after it. There is more in you than you think. You are capable of doing far greater than you know. It's just true. It's just true.
Freaking preach it. So good.
Okay. Now, Dwayne, as a baseball coach, and you are up against it with your team, and they have these I can't do it conversations. Coach, I cannot do what you're asking me to do. How do you coach them out of that mentality? What are some of the things that you say to them that you've seen work, that you're like, these are helpful things for people to process through I can't lens? Like, we got to shift from that because it's great. We can all hear this cheerleader talk. Woo, woo, yeah, I love it. It's so good. Fire emojis everywhere. But the application is the key. So what is it? Well, how would you coach a player?
So I'm going to actually take off the baseball coach hat for this one because in the classroom as a physical educator, I see it all the time where someone says, hey, you know what, I can't, I'm not going to play that game because I'm not really good at it. It's like, no. It's just because you're not good at it now doesn't mean that you can't do it. There's a process that you have to go through. You're going to have to just not necessarily worry about everyone else, but focus on you and you get better. So I think, going back to, setting examples, like the best example you could set for the next generation is not necessarily how to win everything or how to be successful and how to succeed, but it's how to get back up once you're not good at something. Like once you make a mistake, how do you go about teaching the next generation that perseverance? Like, to me, that's the thing I'm most passionate about.
Ooh, I like that. And to be honest, as you were saying that, Dwayne, I kind of enjoy, like, I don't purposely seek out failure, but I love trying new things. And what's attached, it's kind of built into trying new things, is failure. It just is. Like, there's so many things I'm doing. Like, in my mind, I'm like, I YouTube that. I know how that should work. But when I get into it, it's not going like it did in that YouTube video that told me how to do it. And now it's like, I got to ad lib. I got to figure this stuff out. I think it's one of the greatest qualities that a human can possess is the figure it out mentality. Like, we want it all handed. Just tell me what to do. Lily often will tell me that in the office throughout the week when she's trying. Just tell me what to do. I'm like, no, just figure it out. Figure it out. You know what you're trying, so go figure it out. That's not me trying to be mean or malicious. It's trying to say, no. This quality of figure it out is good. Epic. He's one of the Groms around our house. He's like 12 years old, gonna be 13 soon. And I'm often telling Epic, bro, you got to figure this out. Mm-hmm.
He's in here right now. He's in here and he's smirking. He's like, I know, this is me.
Epic is like he's your surfer bro guy. Like,
yeah,
chill vibes. Like, seriously,
like low maintenance as it gets.
Yeah, let's just bring him in the shot really quick.
Come on over.
This is Epic today. This is Epic today. Like, you're gonna see him. Just stand in the center. We'll put you on. This is Epic. Look at what he's wearing today. Like, the dude. Let's get the big shot. Oh, we went to black. There you go. Here, step in there a little bit. Look at this. He's got camo shorts on, socks pulled up. He's got a yellow shirt with Hawaiian. It's little islands on it. Just
he's straight chilling.
The vibes. I mean, really, he's a mini me. But he is. Thank you, Epic. You can go back to the. Look at it. He's
I love it.
Hands so in the pocket. He's like, I got swag. How about you? But when it's time to go, a little bit chill still.
Yeah, he's like still like moving slow.
Yeah, he's just like, whatever. He's a great athlete. He loves to compete. But he's still just a chill guy. Like, he was a quarterback on his football team, and he was throwing dimes. And the thing about him, I heard somebody in the crowd, because Epic threw an interception. It was early in the game. And I heard somebody go, ooh, what's going to happen with the quarterback now? Is coach going to pull him? How's he going to play? And then there was a quick turnover, and he comes right back in because I think there was an interception by his older brother, so they come back in. And then all of a sudden, Epic threw a completion, and it was for a touchdown. And somebody goes, ooh, he's a young Brett Favre. He can forget his mistakes. He can go after it still. Yep. He isn't defined by his last mistake.
That's good.
But that's a bit of that chill vibe in him. He's like, whatever happened there, great. Let's move on.
I'm jealous.
Always looking forward. Always looking forward. The car is the best example of this. Your windshield is ginormous and your rearview mirror is little. Yeah, you got to look back a little bit so you know where you came from, but you're trying to be focused on where you're going. Most of us have a huge rearview mirror, and then we got a beat up windshield that we can barely see through, and we get frustrated about life because all we see it through is all the other crap we've gone through. Some of you today need to clean off your windshield, clean it off, go, I'm going to focus on being something for the next generation. I'm going to live in a manner that would give permission for those behind my ceiling is going to be the floor of the next generation. That's how I'm trying to live. I think that's how everyone should live. And why do I think this? It's because for me, I mean, as simple as it is, I'm okay with because God said so. Mm-hmm. He's my authority in my life. Now, a lot of people want to argue, it's popular to not believe in God. It's popular to think that there's a whole other different ways to get in a relationship with God, but it's through Jesus Christ. And when God says so, I'm cool with it. There's no argument. I don't need identification from God. I don't need explanation. God said so. Okay, I understand. I will avoid those scenarios. I will do that less and do this more because why? God said so. It's not an argument for me. But some of us, we trick ourselves into that ain't for me, that's for somebody else, that's saved for the elite. When we talk about there's more in you, but you don't understand my past. Listen, we all have a story. We all have a story. We all have a past. And I'm not trying to make light of your past, but they're in the past. Just leave it there. Leave it there. Especially when you can roll with the fact that Jesus said, who the Son sets free is free indeed. You're free from your past when we enter a relationship with Jesus, so let it go. Like, forgive those that you need to forgive. And I know you're like, but Scott, you don't understand how big that. You know what? You don't understand how big, for me either, the people in my past have done to me and said to me and treated me. And so me spending time to explain to you how big of bad and heinous of a thing they did to me is wasting my time. And I want you to experience healing and forgiveness and all those things that are packaged in a relationship with Jesus. But we got to move very rapidly to, oh, hey, God said so. Okay, I believe so. God said so, so I believe so. Ultimate truth. Like, come on, we're all on a truth quest, and we're all going, oh, is that true what that person said? I mean, that's the problem with nightly news right now. We hear nightly news, but we're immediately going, is that real? Is that truth? I don't know about nightly news, but when God says so, yes. To me, that is the supreme authority. I don't need to be... People want to argue with it all the time, especially with our presence online and all these things. People want to argue those things, and that's great. I let people share their opinion, but I have purpose. I am driven. I am on the path of my why. And when somebody wants to derail, I'm like, hey, I got more in me than you think, and I think, and I'm trying to figure that out. Here's a great example. The movie Unbroken, we talked about that a couple weeks ago. Main character in the movie is, what is the name of that character, Joey? Do you remember?
Louis.
Yeah, Joey. Yeah, well done. Have you seen the movie?
Yes.
It's pretty awesome, isn't it?
It is a great movie.
If it's been a while you haven't seen it, go see it. It's such a great. You should read the book as well.
I was about to watch it last night.
Oh, cool.
Oh, well, maybe it's tonight. You should watch it and then read the book. There's a second movie out there. It's not as popular. I forget what it's called. Unstoppable, Unbreakable, maybe, because it's unbroken and But it picks up the story when he comes back from the prison camps. But Louis, before he went into World War II war, he competed in the Germany Olympics. He was there. There's video of him like saluting or whatever he was doing to Hitler. He's at that Olympics. He said the record, I think it was in 1940, what is the year? 1936 was when he raced, okay, 1936. He ran a 4:21 mile. He set a record that year in the Berlin Olympics for the fastest last lap in a mile. If you didn't know, a mile on a track is 4 loops, okay? So on the 4th loop, Louis ran it the fastest anyone has done in the Olympics, which is pretty cool. Now, some would say, well, that means you left a lot in the tank, that you should have ran your race differently. But he didn't. It was his first Olympics, and he had his sights set on the next Olympics to show up and win it. This was him just getting used to the crowd, traveling. I mean, 1936, traveling to Berlin, that's quite a task, I'm sure. That year, the time was, I believe, 4:01 was what the race went as. So it was like, whoa, 4:01, that was tremendous. He was there. That was the record. And then people started speculating the human body is incapable of running a faster mile than 4 minutes. There were doctors that came and were on record, and you can read their reports saying that the fastest mile will stand at 4:01. The body is incapable of running anything faster. If somebody was to do this, their heart would explode if they ran faster than 4 minutes. That's what doctors were saying. And so from 1936 to 1964, no one had broken the 1 mile time. It had stood. I mean, how long is that? Lil, can you do fast math? 1936 to 1964. That's almost 30 years. 28 years?
38.
What is it?
34. 34?
34?
34?
We were all wrong.
34?
20 something.
34? No, it can't.
No,
Okay.
I don't know.
60.
Look at us trying to do fast math. We all have calculators. Lily's using a calculator right now.
How many? What was
You
it?
said 36 to what?
1936 to
1964.
It's in the 20s, right?
Yeah, 20s.
20s.
That's all I
28.
24?
We were right the
28.
first time. It was
28.
28 years it stood, listening to what people were telling the limits of the body was. Until a man by the name of Roger Banger? I don't know. Banniger.
I don't know.
Okay. So, it wasn't 1960. Oh, yeah. So, 1960. I have 2 dates, so shoot. 1954 and 1964. I will go with 1960.
Sometime.
Yeah, Roger breaks it at 3:59.
Did he die?
In 3:59.
Did his heart explode?
It did. Doctors were right. It's not, no, it didn't.
I was gonna say, wait.
There was a pause. No,
I was like, wait, no.
He does it. 3:59 is what he did. That record lasted for 46 days. And then 22 more people broke the record after 46 days. But it took how many? We just said 28 years. People were like, oh, this is it. We can't do it. There's no way. Why train for it? Why do this? And all of a sudden, because one person did it, it gave permission for 22 other people to do it. And now today, I think I should have looked up what today. Can you look up what the actual record is right now, Lil?
Sure.
For the mile? I'm sure it's still it's in the I'm guessing 340s would be my thought.
Yeah, I think it's like 344.
3:43:13.
There you go.
Hicham El Jarroju in Morocco in 1999. Yeah, I guess.
Ryan is saying Bannister. Maybe that's right, Bannister. I do have my line. It's underlined red, like I misspelled it. So maybe it's spelled corrected. Nonetheless, the idea is it got broke. He was no longer limited by what people said and told him to do or his belief in himself. He actually went out there and changed the time. My illustration of all this is that there is more in you than you know. Let's go live in the unknown. Let's get out there and give permission for other people to figure it out. Now, here's the deal. This will create stress in you because it's like, oh, man, what am I supposed to do? How do I do this? When you are stressed, where do you go? When you're like, but there's so much, I'm so stressed, where do you go? This is some of the issues. Is like we all want to live with purpose. We want to know our whys, and we want to go after it. And then when we're not, we get stressed, so what do? Joey, when you're stressed, what's your go-to? What's the default thing you do when you're stressed?
I want to say it would be to
Don't give me the
pray,
right answer.
But a lot of times it is to like just get really flustered and complain.
Thank you for being honest.
Yeah.
When I'm stressed, I'd say anger. Like, not throwing stuff, but just like in anger, like I'll be short-tempered with everybody. I'll say, not right now kind of situation when I'm stressed. It's like I just default to perfection. And when I can't get to perfection, I get more frustrated. So, Dwayne, when you're frustrated and stressed, what's your default thing you do?
Default self-doubt, 100%.
Look at this. I like the honesty today. How about you, Lil? Let me guess, you cut dresses.
No, I'm not stressed right now.
Oh.
I probably get short-tempered too. Quiet. A little bit of a funk.
Ooh, I get quiet too.
Okay.
Actually, it depends.
And I just like hate explaining myself. Like, please don't ask me.
Yes.
Please do not ask me.
Yeah, okay, so we're all admitting, like, hey, look, when we're stressed, when we're not getting it done, when we're not figuring it out, there's stress, it defaults us, it's a downward spiral, and that's where we're at in this world, is that we all kind of know something about, like, hey, we should be better than we are, we should be going after something, yet we get into a funk because we're like, I can't do it. We feel like all these limitations around us, I don't have the right job. Those are all just excuses, they're jokes. Don't let that be a reason you can't do something. You've got to break through all those things. Those are just walls to annihilate, to look at and go, this is my opportunity to find out what's in me. Okay, people are telling me because of my job I can't do that. Well, I'm about to show them. Man, one of the biggest things you can tell me, and obviously people can manipulate me with this, you tell me I can't do it, and I'm like, short of death, I'm doing that. It might take me 10 years to do it, but I will do it. It's just, I hate the word, and I genuinely do. I hate the word I can't. When I hear someone say that, I mean, I can't run. It's like, no, you don't want to run. Mm-hmm. When I say I can't, it like takes it off the table all of a sudden. I'm just incapable of doing it. I can't says, I've already made my mind, I'm not going to do that. But if we would just speak truth and go, I don't want to do that, now we're being truthful to ourselves and we can handle that. It's like, okay, I just don't want to do that. It doesn't sound like fun, but that then explains why you're not it's like, crap, if I admit that means I'm not doing something. So we say, I can't. When everyone's capable of doing it. Everyone is. Everyone. Like, come on. Even the people that have had moments in their life where they've lost the movement of their lower half, they figure it out, right? They get in wheelchairs and they use their arms. They're like, I'm going to do a marathon. Or I'm going to do a triathlon and I'm going to paddle my way there. And then I'm going to figure out how to pedal a bike with my arms. And then I'm going to do a wheelchair. And it's like, it's amazing. It's inspiring. Why? Because we're watching somebody that's going, I'm not defined by my scenario and situation. I'm going to overcome it, and that's what we're trying to do today. So when you're stressed and you're going, I can't get there, I'm struggling to be the dad and the mom I want to be, here's the deal. I learned this in Psalms chapter 118. Last week we pulled out of Psalms 119. We went back a chapter this week in Psalms 118. These are journal entries from David, verse 5. Out of my distress, I call on the Lord. The Lord answered me and set me free. That's the antidote. That's the prescription. That's it right there. It's not the cool thing. It is not marketable. It's all these things that it isn't, because it's not cute and sexy. It's just reality. It's just truth. Why do I know that? Because God said so. It's right here. It's in God's word. I'm going with it. Mm-hmm. Out of my distress, I called on the Lord, but that's just not where we default. We just shared all of our defaults. For me, it's like I can be in that frustration mode for a long time, and then eventually it's like, why? Why did I not stop and just go, okay, God, here's where I'm at. Why? Because I'm human, and I know me. I default to self, and I want to I think I can move mountains on my own. And the truth is, all of these things we're talking about, living with purpose and why, it's got to be informed. It's got to be fed by our relationship with God. Mm-hmm. Without it, we are just mandering. Without it, you can be good, but you can't be great. Without a relationship with God, you can be good, but you can't be great. And what do I mean by that? Like, when we jump into a relationship with God, we become great because we're beginning to be more like God. Being more like, and that's not me being some like, I don't know, like, you're trying to be like God. I'm not trying to be God. I'm trying to love like God. I'm trying to have grace like God. I'm trying to be second and serve. Like, all these qualities I'm talking about are from God. Like, I'm learning them from God. That's the key. If you want to know what God's like, this is what Jesus said. Hey, if you got a question about what my Father's like, this is Jesus saying. If you want to know what God's like, then look at me, because I am God in the flesh. I am behaving like my Father. So if you have questions about who God is and what God looks like and would do in your position, you read the red letters in the Bible in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Those are authors of eyewitness accounts and studying from other people, and they put together these books of Jesus, and then look at what Jesus did and go, oh, that's what God is like. That's what God would do. Lily, you've been asking in the office, you've been saying recently something about you got it from the book that we've been reading, The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry, and that was where you're talking about the Jesus. Do you know what I'm after?
The question.
The question.
Yeah. So this is a great book that I have been reading, and it asks a question, not necessarily asking what would Jesus do, like that's very popular to say and very popular to like, oh, if you don't have an answer for this, well, what would Jesus do? But the question that individualizes it for each of us and goes right down into the target of our own situations is, what would Jesus do if he were me right now? And I found myself, ever since I read that, I found myself slowing down in conversations and really being slow to speak and asking myself, what would Jesus do if he were me in this very situation? And then he just says that the epitome of following Jesus is asking that question until our last breath. And so, yeah, that's the question.
So in that's giving. Lily informs her in every moment. But you know what? In order to answer that question correctly and to not be swayed by self, is to know what Jesus would do. What did he do in a situation that was similar to this? The only way to know that is to read the Bible. And I know it's so like old school, and I've been on one about this the last couple of weeks. It's like you gotta read your Bible.
But it's not old school. That's the thing. Like, it's old school if you let it be old school. It's old school if you let the voices and the media in the world convince you that it's old school, but it's actually the one place to find solid truth that will not change, and I was talking with you about it recently, Scott. It's not just this good moral code. It's actually like cause and effect, and everything Jesus talks about is part of the human condition. So if you want to know what Jesus is like and what he would do in certain situations, read his word, and then I always just picture him on his knees serving others. That's what he would do. He would wash their feet. He would spend time with someone. He would be in a relationship with someone, and then he would start to get to the heart of things. But the first thing he'd do is kneel. But I only know that. I'm only informed by that because of reading his word. And so read it.
Right.
It's not old school.
It's
Yeah.
really...
It's not just an old book. It's not an old book. It's alive today. It's applicable to us and our culture and our day and age and our situation. It's applicable to us.
Yes, it's alive, right? It's like it's again, when you say those things, it's like, well, it just is. When you read it, it will affirm the right thoughts. It will convict, which convicts means like, oh, I got to change in that area. It's not. The Bible doesn't make you guilty. Like, guilt is not a characteristic of God. And we got to make sure we all understand that the thoughts of like, I'm not good enough, my past screwed me up, and those are not godly thoughts. That's the enemy in yourself being the thief to just sabotage your future. God convicts where he like taps you on the shoulder and goes, okay, we got to change. This is a problem, but here's the solution. Not this is the problem, now live in it. It's like, you see this, now let me help you get out of it. And that's what today is like just maybe bringing light to some of the issues, the prisons that you live in. And there's so many more examples I have in scriptures I should have just read more of. But there's so many solutions for insecurity, but through God. There's so many solutions with anxiety through God. And Jesus talks about all those things, but we have to read about it. We have to go find it. But culture says, no, when you have these things going on in your life, if it's not hurting anybody else, what's the big deal? Because when you don't live your best, what happens is we don't get to see the best you, which ultimately somebody's missing out. Somebody's missing out.
And then you don't get to see the best you either. Am I even here? There I am. I don't know what happened to my camera. But then you miss out on what your potential is. You miss out on what God created you for. So go and see what you're capable of. Like, don't waste time. Let's go.
Yeah, like just like any good dad would do today. Hey, you can do this. Dads are great. I think in a healthy relationship where dads are present. I get that that's not the always the case for other people, and the scenarios are different. Why? But when dads are present in the relationship and mom is there, there's this healthy relationship scenario that happens where dads, for the most part, are pushing their children to do things. Now, you can jump off that. Moms are there to dial back what dads think their kids can do for safety reasons, right? Because moms don't want to go to the emergency room. At least in our home, this is how it works. Dad pushes kids
definitely
to
the minute hall.
yeah. Dads push kids to do things, and then when they're broken, dad hands them off to mom, and mom ends up in the emergency room. And there's been plenty of times where Holly's going, I do not have time to go to the emergency room. Can we just dial it back for a little bit? Can we save that for later? And it's just so, but even I hear Dwayne back there saying that's a minute hold. But I think I've watched you, Dwayne. You push your kids to get out there and get dirty. You push your kids to do. No, you get it done, right? There's a sternness that comes from dad that's different than mom, and it should be that way. But it's because dads and moms see it. But I think it's because dads are going, no. You're gonna be okay. That's not going to break you. It might hurt you, but it's not going to break you. It's going to make you better. It's not going to kill you. Right? So dads have that. But because we want to, some of it is we want to see what our kids are going to do in those scenarios. And God does the same thing, but with God, it comes packaged with, when he calls out to do something, to go do something that we are terrified to do, don't know if we're qualified, God's going, hold on. When I'm asking you to do something, the impossible that you say is impossible is possible. And that's not me just quoting some t-shirts that I've seen running around in a mall or something. Matthew writes, and these are Jesus' words. Matthew writes in Matthew chapter 19, the disciples were astounded. Then who in the world can be saved, they asked. Jesus looked at them intently and said, humanly speaking, it is impossible. With God, everything is possible. It's context of like, hold on, you just did something that's astonishing, Jesus. Now, what is going on? And he's like, well, you're forgetting with God. The impossible is possible. It's just up to God. That's where our faith then is activated. Okay, God, I know you can, but will you? That's faith. Faith is, I know you can, but will you? And the disciples are going, okay, we just saw something pretty wild happen. Sins are forgiven. How is that even possible? Okay, I don't understand. Make sense to me, the disciples are saying. And he looks at him and says, hey, with God, all things are possible. You have more in you than you know and you think. Let's start living in the unknown. Living in the known is boring. Everyone does that. That's average. Get out of the unknown and get into the unknown. That's where you will thrive. That's where your soul will awaken. That's where you will point people to Jesus. Because if we're truthful and we get honest, how'd you get where you're at in life? It won't be, well, you know what? I worked out 5 days a week. I ran a lot of miles, and I'm just good. The genetics in me are just good. The DNA I have is just I willpowered it. No, God got me there. With God, all things are possible. I overcame a lot of obstacles. I failed a ton, but I'm not defined by that. I'm moving forward. Why is that? Because God's with me. When God's with me, man, beautiful things happen. Yeah. Let's go. Let's give permission for those kids behind us to do the same thing. If you can't do it for yourself, go do it for somebody else watching you, because everybody's watching you going, oh, do I want to live life like them? Well, should I live with passion and purpose, or should I just say, you know what, there's no hope for me because I wasn't born in the right family with the right amount of money, the right job, the right DNA. I can't be. That's all lies. That's a lie that you told yourself. Stop telling it. Let's get after it. The way the man thinks is the way he will. So you're defined. If you say you can't, you're right. You are right, you can't. If somebody's told you can't and you've listened to that for too long, you're right, you can't. Stop it. Stop listening to the lies. Let me pray for you. God, I hope this has excited somebody today. I hope it's ignited something in people that we would start a fire, a passionate fire for people to unlock their God-given greatness, that we would log off and we'd go after it like we've never gone after it before, that we would look at the purposes and the whys in our life and get after, no longer being distracted by the things of this world, that we would look at it and go, with God, all things are possible. We're going to nail this. We're going to knock it out of the park. Every analogy I could think of, God, I want to insert in this part of my prayer to you. Just may people see your goodness and how big you are. And may we ultimately build everything on because God said so and be okay with that. That we don't need anything else. It's God said so. God said so. in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Hey, you know what I heard this week? I learned this week. And then I did facts check it.
Let's go.
Yeah, this is pretty wild. For everybody's like, oh, science, like Christians don't want people to look at science because here's the deal. Did you know that science was developed through Christians?
I believe it.
And it was developed so you could prove the existence of God. And then now science has been twisted and turned into something different at this, but that's why science was here, so it could prove the existence of God. I say that to say, hey, for those that are on the fence about, okay, Scott, you're just small-minded. Someone told me when I've said, all I need is here is God said so, and I'm doing it. That's all I need to do. Perhaps God will show up on my behalf and help me get there, or perhaps it'll be a lesson for me to learn. I don't know, but let's go find out. But God said so I'm doing so. That's all I need. And you're small-minded. Go use science to prove that God is real. And you'll find out if you do it right, you'll find the facts. We can no longer be willfully blind in these things. If you're on the fence, don't just go, nope, that's just what I believe. No, inform. Use equations, build a hypothesis, and get facts. Become a studier of it, because I think in that journey, it will unlock some things, and you'll get to the spot where I'm at, where it's enough to hear that God said so, I believe so. And I could go off on that. Like, just when I look at culture and they're telling me, well, this is what a man is and this is what a woman is, I go, hold on, but this is what God said it is, so therefore I'm going, but God said this, so I'm rolling with that. Now I'm going to do it with love. I'm going to come back and go, hold on. Okay, this is what God says. Now let me love you, because why? I've been informed how Jesus handled it, how Jesus loved people. I'm not going to get nasty and hold posters, and that's just not me. I'm going to love people right where they are with their opinions and stuff and try to get them to see that God said so. I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense to people. Thanks for rolling with us. It's always a pleasure to hang with you guys.
So good.
I hope all dads have a good Father's Day. Dwayne, thank you for being with us today.
Happy Father's Day, Dwayne Joey Scott.
Oh, I thought you were giving Dwayne the middle name Joey.
No.
That's what I thought you were going.
Happy Father's Day to Dwayne, Joey, and Scott.
Dwayne, so this is a portion of the service we give a chance for people to give their resources, just like if they were sitting in pews in a church somewhere. We make it pretty easy. Why is this part of a church service, Dwayne, for people to give tithes and offerings?
Yeah, so again, this is something that God's asked us to do. So is, honestly, and the best way we can honor God, the best way we can honor what He's done for us is to mimic Him, to be kind of what He's done, to follow His path, to follow His example. And He talks about that in the Bible of, hey, you know what? This is giving back to the Father, giving back to the church, loving the things that He loves, because He loves the church, He loves people. He definitely has all the resources, but He's given you an opportunity to be obedient and to live out that, do what He does.
Yeah. With what Dwayne said there, that's why we do it, and we try to make it super easy here. Lily, how easy do we make it for people that are around the world that are like, okay, I hear that, I'm going to respond to what Dwayne says. How do I do that? How can they give to Unlock Church? Which, yes, we use your resources to continue to do this and to do a camp that we have coming up. But how easy do we make it, Lil?
We make it so easy because we live in a digital age. We're not living under a rock anymore, y'all. We make it easy. You can text the word unlock to 77977, or you can go to unlockchurch.com/give. So thank you guys so much for partnering with us and, again, being faithful to what God asks of us in His word. And we are doing a summer camp, which is super exciting, July 18th through the 22nd. And it's going to look like this times a million because it's a new year. And we want to invite you to come up and party with us. You can volunteer, or if you have kids between the ages of 4 and 12, bring them up with you. Sign them up. It's absolutely free, and it's going to be a blast.
When she says free, free to attend, but you'll have to pay for your travel.
Right. Just get yourself here. Get yourself a campsite to hang out in overnight, and then come to camp every day. You can find more information at unlockchurch.com, and seriously, come. It would be so fun to have you.
And then come back next week, because we got a great topic next week. And let's find out what kind of sandals Joey ends up with. Size 13.
Is it a size 13?
Yeah. That's
wow,
what he said.
Scott, good memory.
We will present him with a new pair of sandals online next week, right at the beginning. See if he'll like them. Maybe Maybe we should bedazzle them.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we should.
We should put bedazzled J's on them.
Woo!
Like, and pretend that they're
Little
Jordan
bling.
sandals, but they're like not.
They're Joey sandals. Yeah, they're Jay sandals for Joey. Okay, guys, thank you for hanging with us. Have a beautiful day. Happy Father's Day to everybody. We'll
Happy
see
Father's
you when
Day.
we see you. Adios.
Bye, guys.